Ian, you like that Royal Rumble? We haven't done a WWE topic in a while. We usually do Royal Rumble and WrestleMania, maybe SummerSlam. We do the big four usually.
Yeah, generally. I did. Well,
Royal Rumble. Man.
I enjoyed, for the most part, the actual Rumbles.
I did.
Yeah.
I was surprised.
Yep, me too. Well, yeah, I wasn't surprised.
So you weren't surprised that they were better than the past fucking 6 years, at least?
The original Rumble didn't surprise the normal Royal Rumble, not the Women's Rumble, didn't really surprise me because I was hanging out with my friend Chris the day before, and he explained a situation to me that made perfect sense, and it's exactly how it played out, with Nakamura winning. And but it was a fun Rumble to watch all the same.
It was booked well.
It was booked, yeah,
very well paced.
It was booked well.
Rusev number one was great because the crowd fucking loves Rusev now. So he lasted, but they got to do something with Rusev. I've loved Rusev since he came. I always thought he was great. He's good in the ring. He really is into the character, and you can tell he's a fun-loving guy. They got to pull the trigger on him in Aiden English.
Yeah,
they have to do something.
They
with
do.
him.
Aiden English is so good.
You didn't think Aiden English, he goes from splitting up basically a jobber tag team. They put him with Rusev, and it's like it clicks somehow. You're like, what the fuck?
He was awesome in NXT as well, though. I mean, I really, really dig Aiden English. It was really cool to see Ziggler back at 30.
It was. I mean, he's only been gone for like a month or month and a half, but it was good.
Yeah, I mean, I really like Ziggler. But yeah, I mean the
Cena eliminating Balor near the end. Balor was the longest lasting Iron Man. He needs a rehabilitation of his character a little bit, and that was good for him.
Yep.
And getting thrown up, and he had a good match with Cena on Raw, even though he lost. It was a good match.
That's cool.
You know.
I thought the back and forth with Cena and oh god damn it, Cena and
Reigns.
Yeah, Reigns was pretty good actually.
To go off their feud, that hot feud from last year.
Yep.
Rey Mysterio looked like he was 15 fucking years younger.
No, he didn't. This is where I'm going to disagree with you. First of all, when he came out, I popped for about half a second. I said, no, this is really bad. Dude has no fucking knees. Dude should not be in the ring.
It looked like he wasn't wearing any braces. Did he get knee replacement surgery?
I don't know, but did you see his legs? Dude does not do leg day. Probably because dude cannot do leg day. Every time he did anything, including standing or walking, I was like, please, go sit down. I want Rey Mysterio. I wish we could have Rey Mysterio back. I love Rey Mysterio.
He has surgically repaired knees.
Okay.
That was the best he has looked in over 10 years. He was ripped. He has never been ripped in WWE. Like, he looked good to me.
That's fine. I mean,
he looked good.
I love Rey Mysterio. I worried about him every second he was in the ring.
He looked good.
You can ask, I mean, everyone I watched it with, the whole time he was in the ring, I was like just panicked for him. I love the dude. I just don't want to see him get injured or hurt. And
I don't think they would have had him come in with that spot and do those moves if they weren't confident that he was in the best shape he's been in for a long time.
I know.
They wouldn't have, because he hasn't been there for like 4 years.
I know.
Remember people were disappointed in the Royal Rumble 2014 when he was number 30 and wasn't Daniel Bryan. People were like, what the fuck? That was already 4 years ago. And he was gone shortly after that because of the injuries. He looked in great shape. We're going to disagree on that one. He hadn't looked in that good a shape since maybe the WCW days. Like, he looked shredded compared to what he used to be in WWE. All right, that aside.
I'm just saying, like,
we're going to disagree on that.
It's not disagreement. I love
for a nostalgia act. If it was just that, he did great.
Sure,
he pulled off all his moves well.
I love the dude. It's not a dislike of him. I just, man.
I mean, the guy's over 40. Oh, he's 44. So yeah.
Sure. I'm just these days I tend to worry more about the wrestler's health than wanting to see them back, and I surgically repaired knees. That's both.
I liked that the final four was two of the
that was a lot of fun.
Was Reigns and Cena, which the fans hated, but they're like, oh, okay. And then you had Nakamura and Balor.
Yeah, that was great.
I was like, okay, this is good booking. And even though Reigns is going to be in the final four for every Rumble until we fucking die, apparently, but it at least made sense, the booking for that.
And sadly, the end of the Rumble was actually spoiled for me. I should not have checked Twitter.
Better
when I did.
This isn't your first Rumble rodeo. You know
No,
better.
it's not. But I could tell. I mean, just by watching it, the tension they built.
Oh yeah,
was very, very good.
The last 10 minutes were really good.
Yeah, I mean, even though I knew, I was hyped.
You could still think that Reigns could win his fucking third in 4 years or 5 years, whatever it would have been.
And what I loved was there was no
second in 4 years, whatever.
There was no gimmicky. Well, I mean, gimmicky is kind of the wrong word. There was no gimmicky finish to it. I loved how Nakamura just after
he hit a knee on him.
Yeah, hit the knee on him, just picked him up and threw him over the top rope, and that was
there
it.
wasn't anything like, the struggle at the end. I was like,
no.
They go back and
It's
forth,
just pick him up,
couple of false finishes,
dump him.
And that's sometimes they do that.
Yeah.
But I love Heath Slater getting his little spot.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Eliminating Sheamus, that was fun.
Yep.
You had Kofi with his spot where he gets back in. And
the sheet tray of pancakes.
Yes, it's kind of clever. It's still not played out totally. No, it was.
They were really playing with the rules. I mean, as we move on to the women's match, they did the same thing with.
To stick on Nakamura real quick. Nakamura needed the win because
yes, he did.
He's had such a boring run on Raw.
Yeah,
Excuse me, SmackDown since he got
SmackDown.
there.
Yes,
over the past 8-9 months, it hasn't been really fruitful at all. He had a bad feud with Jinder Mahal. That didn't really go anywhere or do anything for him during the whole, we got to make Jinder Mahal a thing, even though he's not good at all. And that was during that whole part. He's had a little thing with Randy Orton, but he's been in limbo ever since being on the main roster. It's been absolute limbo.
Well, I mean,
and they haven't booked him right.
Disappointingly, WWE hasn't done great things with their NXT stars. I mean, it was really upsetting.
Well, guys like Balor got that injury, which really killed him out of the gate, unfortunately. And they've done okay here and there, but he's been lost. What's been great is Elias has been fantastic.
Oh yeah,
Elias is going to be huge this year.
Yeah, I agree. I think so.
So they've been doing the right thing with him ever since the beginning. They've been spotlighting him every week, give him a chance to develop some ad-lib skills out there. He looks like a star. He looks like Randy Savage, like the new Randy Savage. Just how he looks. He kind of looks like him. He does. He looks a lot like Randy Savage. You might want to see he does.
I don't know.
He has the same build as Randy Savage.
Yeah, but, okay. I mean, build-wise, it's similar.
The Lesnar triple threat match was garbage.
Oh, it was fucking awful.
It was awful. You knew that Kane was going to be the fall guy for that because Kane's like 50 years old and doesn't belong in the ring anymore.
And by the way, what a piece of shit Lesnar is.
Why? Oh, because he potatoed.
Yeah.
So it looked like he got kneed in the face though, and responded by really punching Braun Strowman.
It was a thigh.
It was a thigh?
It was a thigh, and yeah, it looked stiff, but it's...
Lesnar really hit him hard.
That stuff, I mean, is pretty... Look, if he gets stiffed, I don't think Strowman meant it. I'm pretty sure that was a mistake. And two, getting a stiff thigh to the side of the face, or to the face, is not... I mean...
No, that'll fuck you up, Ian. It will.
Sure, but not as much as a straight punch to the fucking temple.
They're both bad. I'm not going to say what's going to hurt more. I haven't got a thigh to the head in quite a while. In my MMA days, no, I haven't done. I think from my reports was saying that Lesnar was trying to rein in, that Strowman was going a little bit too much, like he was too amped up, and that was maybe Lesnar trying to bring him back down to earth. But yeah, you could tell. They even Graves, Corey Graves said later, yeah, Strowman's still feeling that punch from like a few minutes before.
Yeah, there are other ways to rein people in than punch them in the temple.
Well, you're not a fan of Lesnar to begin with, but the triple threat with AJ Styles was very good because AJ Styles can wrestle a mop and it's fun, but that actually worked as a handicap match. Handicap matches are hard to be entertaining.
I hated it. I just don't.
I mean,
I like all three of those wrestlers. I just don't like handicap matches.
They're hard to book properly, but I think for what it is, they did a decent job there, and they still protected him because he wasn't the right guy in the ring. All right, So at the first I was wondering, before we get to the women's Royal Rumble, why that was put on last, and we'll get to why it was put on last in a second. But My fear with the women's Royal Rumble was there isn't enough good talent to have 30 roster spots at all. There isn't even 30 women. There's not even 22 women. So they had to bring back some ones, but they brought back probably the best they could have brought back from the prior generation.
Oh, I thought the women's Rumble was fantastic, and I thought it was pretty obvious from the start that they were going to pull out the best women wrestlers they have, which are great. I mean, the best women wrestlers they have are fantastic. And I thought it was, I couldn't believe they started the women's Rumble with Lynch and Banks. But I mean, it got it off to a really good start.
Well, you want to have two good wrestlers in there. You can't have someone that's like
arguably their two best.
You can't have Alicia Fox where it's like, she can be good, but she can be a disaster in the ring. You have to have solid wrestlers to carry it.
Right, but they did pace it very well.
They also protected it by having the ring cleared a lot of times with the women on the outside underneath the ropes, so it wasn't getting too muddled. They did that too.
Right, I think that was good because where the women shine is actually in their one-on-one wrestling. As they stated a number of times, it was the first Rumble at least they've done in the WWE. Maybe, it worked very well. A lot of wrestling actually got to be pulled off. I think they paced the best wrestlers they had well, bringing Bayley out late, allowed for, talent to be entered in, and every single surprise entrant was
a good one.
A great pop. It was great to see Lita again. Everyone knew Trish was going to be.
Michelle McCool did great.
30.
She looked great.
I wasn't super impressed with her, but she was pretty decent.
Kelly was just as awful as she's always been.
Yep.
Which didn't belong in there at all.
Yep. Absolutely miserable.
Just worse than even. She was the worst one.
The Vicky Guerrero part was absolutely awful, though.
I loved that.
Oh my God, I couldn't stand it. It was just so painful.
She did it a little bit too much, but Vicky Guerrero probably, I would say, just from her 4-year run, belongs in the WWE Hall of Fame. Probably the best villain they've had in the past 15 years in WWE.
She was a great villain. It's
fantastic.
It broke up everything.
I thought it was fun.
I
love Vicky Guerrero.
I think it would have been more fun towards the beginning, not in the middle.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And Jesus Christ, please! I mean, the screeching. Oh my God, I realized
she did it over the top.
Yes, it was a little too fucking over.
But the crowd loves her. She had one of the best going away, matches ever when she got one up on Stephanie when she left a couple years ago.
Oh, I love Vicky Guerrero as Vicky Guerrero. I just thought they worked that part awful. I thought that they worked that part awful.
The Trish Stratus looked fucking great. Hasn't missed a beat.
I thought her elimination was particularly great, where she went for her finisher.
And Sasha dumped her.
Dumped her.
They're turning Sasha heel. They have to.
Which is fantastic.
Yeah. It makes sense. And everything in the match, you can show they're gonna do that.
She's one of the best heels that I've seen in a while, and it was fun to see her as a face for a while because the crowd absolutely adores her. But the crowd adores Sasha one way or another.
Nia Jax they use great.
I love Nia Jax. Like, I've totally flipped on Nia Jax. I love her to death, and she was used perfectly
as the big giant character in there, which they didn't really have on the men's side. There wasn't the big giant character they'll have to team up on really. They didn't have it this year. They usually have at least one a year. No Braun Strowman showing up in the match. They probably wanted to protect him. They didn't really have that.
Yeah, you're right. No.
Which is strange. They usually have at least one a year. Even if it's like Mark Henry, they'll trot him out to get thrown out by like 5 guys. They really do that.
And that's always fun. But I guess Nia Jax was
Kelly again was fucking awful.
Oh, she
got a big pop because she was the biggest one for a while, but terrible.
Beth Phoenix coming out was great.
Oh, people were really amped for that. I was more surprised than I thought that they really wanted to see that.
Yeah, but that was
versus
great.
Nia, right?
Yeah. Wait, no, was it? No, it wasn't Nia. It was
Was it Nia?
No, Beth Phoenix went up mostly singles with
Who did she stare on? She stared on someone huge. Who was it?
It wasn't Nia. Keep talking. I'm gonna look.
Oh, okay. I'll look it up too.
It was Beth Phoenix and you look it up.
Beth Phoenix wasn't even gone that long ago, which is funny. She's already in the Hall of Fame.
But no, I mean, she was great, and it was fun. I can't remember who she was up against, but all in all, I think the women's
It did better than I thought. I thought it was not going to be good at all.
I had pretty good expectations for it, and they were met. But like I said, I don't know if they were exceeded, but like I said, I had pretty high expectations for it. I had no doubt that the talent could pull it off, as long as.
Yeah, she did face off with Nia Jax.
Oh, it was Nia Jax. Okay.
The crowd was going nuts.
Yeah.
She tried to lift her up a couple times.
Oh, yeah. That was awesome. Okay, you're right. It was Nia Jax. And I mean, she did lift her up.
Asuka was obviously great.
Yeah, Asuka was great.
Mickie James, when Mickie James faced off with Trish, everyone went nuts. That was the biggest female rivalry
yeah,
the past
was awesome.
15 years.
Yeah, we didn't even bring up Asuka, but Asuka was obviously fantastic. Yeah, I think it really just I had faith in
Lita did her awful moonsault. People off for it. The worst moonsault I've ever seen.
That let's lay down.
Let's just lay back.
Just, yeah. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I had no doubt in the roster. It was all gonna boil down to how well the guest appearances did, and the guest appearances did very well.
Sure.
I hated the fact that they did not let Asuka pick at the end.
Well, that's what we're going to get to. And this is the reason why this was the last match of the night. Because you hear bad reputation come on. And no, I was not a surprise participant in the women's Royal Rumble. That would have been great. But no, Ronda Rousey, Rowdy Ronda Rousey comes out to announce that, hey, I guess she's with WWE now. And they report after us, yes, she signed a deal with them. And I'm not sure it's just a part-timer deal, but it probably will be like a Lesnar thing, I'm guessing, where she wrestles like 5-6 times a year at most. But she comes out, ruins Asuka's moment. That's what pissed me off the most. And then, points at WrestleMania sign, and it's like, oh, what's going to happen? Well, turns out where it's going to be Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair, and you're going to have Asuka versus my girlfriend, Alexa Bliss. That's what the match is going to be at WrestleMania. So
that bums me out. I didn't know that's how it panned out. I wanted to see Asuka Flair so bad, so fucking bad.
Well, they're on different shows.
Yeah, but I mean that doesn't matter. I mean that's why you get the choice, and that's why I wanted to see the choice. I really wanted Asuka to, like, I could have sworn that's where it was going. Mm-hmm. I mean, I figured that. They would spice it up a little bit and have her choose the opposite show.
Unfortunately, I really don't give a shit about Ronda Rousey being in WWE. I think it's 2 years too late, obviously.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's kind of my point. Like, give Asuka the better match.
Well, no, just give her the spotlight. I'd have Rousey come out on Raw or whatever and just do that. Or Smack. Like,
right.
That dominated the night. It wasn't about Asuka anymore.
Yes.
It wasn't about Nakamura. By the way, 2 Japanese wrestlers winning the Royal Rumbles, I never, ever thought I would see that.
Right.
I didn't think they were going to have Nakamura win it. I really didn't until I saw it. Because this is the first one that actually makes sense in elevating someone that needed it.
Yep.
When's the last time that happened with the Rumble?
Yeah, I was actually blown away by that
7-8 years? Think back to the last time that happened. Where it was like, wow, this is the guy that is a kind of a surprise a little bit, but really needed it to get to that next level, where it actually means something, like how the King of the Ring used to give someone a rub.
For the first time in a long time, I'm actually excited for a WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to be a fucking match.
For the first time in 6 years, the crowd wasn't booing at who won the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
That's a good sign.
People were happy.
maybe it's good that Vince is doing the XFL so Triple H can maybe get in there and have some decisions.
I mean, my thoughts on Rousey, and then I'm going to leave it there. I think she's likable. I do think it's probably a year too late for her to come in. She probably should have come in when people were talking about it.
When she showed up 2 years ago.
Oh, was that 2 years ago?
Yeah.
I mean, I realized she was a little bit busy then, but still, last year probably would have been better. Like I said, I like her, but it's too late. And yeah, it really, really pissed me off that it diminished. I mean, Nakamura got his moment to celebrate.
I would have done that match last with Nakamura.
It really upset me that Asuka didn't get her moment, and it really pissed me off that Asuka. I mean, did Asuka actually get to choose on Raw?
No.
No, see,
Oh, she didn't at the Royal Rumble. She didn't.
well, no, I know
They didn't give her the chance,
at the Royal Rumble she didn't. Did she get to choose on Raw?
I didn't see that part.
See, I mean, if she, it just pissed me off. I mean, what are we gonna get? Are we gonna get? I mean, are we actually gonna get another Lesnar, or are we gonna get a Shamrock?
Well, here's the thing: we knew
Lesnar
was a good wrestler before he came back. We have no idea what Rousey's gonna be,
right?
And she's gonna be.
Well, that's what I said. Are we
champion.
gonna get a Lesnar, or are we gonna get a Shamrock?
Oh, well, Shamrock was
okay. I mean, I like Shamrock, but
Shamrock was all right as a wrestler.
But I mean, there is a difference there.
Yeah, or you can get someone terrible.
Even worse, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you can get someone that's horrific. We don't know, and that's going to be your first big match at WrestleMania. But reportedly, she's been training for months, though. But still, to headline WrestleMania like that, I don't know. That's something weird. All right, so we actually enjoyed Royal Rumble. We're not just haters of it. For that.
No, I mean, I mean, the actual Rumbles I very much enjoyed. The other matches, whatever.